youtube.com/MugenLord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.
Hey guys, it's Mugalore here, and I'm back again with another video. And today I just want to give you my first thoughts and impressions of what I feel about the PS5 Reveal Event, along with some of the first-party titles and other titles that was revealed at this event. Now, I will also let you guys know that my brothers and I, we're going to get together and give an overall analysis and our personal opinions as well with Game Fiends, so stay tuned for that. But a lot of you guys have been asking me my personal opinion and my thoughts. Now, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter or you don't follow me on Facebook, if you don't haven't followed me there, you know that I've been very vocal about it and everything. So I figured that why not put it in the video if you don't follow me on any of those social media platforms. So what I think about the PS5 event. Well, for starters, let's just talk about the console itself. I think the console, as far as like the visual looks of it, I think it's pretty cool. I like the design of the console. From what they look like, like compare the sizes of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, you can tell that the PS5 is much bigger than the Xbox Series X, which is really not a problem at all. My only issue with the PS5, like aesthetically, is the color choice. Now the thing is, when it comes to technology, the color white can be pretty cool, but the only issue that I have with the color white is that it gets dirty really fast, or it's very visible of how dirty it can get. And the thing about it is, after a while, as enough dust collects over it, or you just have it for a very long time, as it starts to wear in, it has that pissy yellow type of color after a while, like a stain like color, which I can't stand, white colors when it comes to technology and everything. So I don't know why they decided to do away with the black color, but they've been going with since the PS2. I don't know why, but maybe we will get some a black color eventually. But as far as that's concerned, that's the only thing I'm not really a big fan of, is the color. But other than that, I love the overall design. It looks very sleek. I love the controller. Now, some people saying that it looks like an Xbox One controller, and I can see where people come from that direction, but at the same time, it does have its own unique characteristics to it, and it still reminds me of a PlayStation controller. It still has some of those aesthetics to it as well. And I do like the color, or I like the shell, the different color that it has, the white color on top of it. Only thing is the buttons. Like, the buttons look like it's like it blends in too much with the controller, with the controller itself. I wish they would have gave the buttons a different color so the buttons can stand out a bit more. But other than that, I do like the design of the controller. Now, they have two models of the PS5, which is, your standard PS5, a disc tray where you put the disc in and everything, and then you have an all digital PS5 that just download nothing but games digitally. And a lot of people call it the GameStop killer, which I found pretty funny, because if you buy this, you don't have to go to GameStop to pretty much purchase any game at all. You can just connect to the internet and just download all your games digitally. Now, I'm not really a big fan of digital games, unless, I'm playing on Steam, I'm playing on my PC. But when it comes to my consoles, I do like to have physical copies. So, I'm going with the disc version of the PS5. So that for sure. But I do understand that there's a lot of gamers, especially my brother Keel Lancer and DX Strike. They have a ton of friends that just buy digitally on their PS4. So that would probably be a console of choice they may go with, just with a discless, PlayStation 5. Who knows? But I think to give consumers, more options, it's never a bad thing. So having two different models is also a good choice. And we also heard rumors that the Xbox Series X could be doing something similar as well. So I think this is the direction to go. And since you want to capitalize on the physical space and you want to capitalize on the digital space, since we know that eventually gaming will go just completely digital in the future. How far? I don't know how long we have to go before then. So now let's just dive right into the event itself. Now that I gave you my personal opinion and what I feel about the PS5 itself, the hardware itself. Now, as far as the event is concerned, my initial reaction right now is that I wasn't really too impressed or thrilled with the event. It really didn't give me any real shock that got me super excited. I see a lot of people on YouTube and people that I know who are super hyped and super excited and saying that Sony had really outdone themselves. But to me, I was not really hyped. To me, I was kind of underwhelmed for the simple fact is that a lot of these games that was revealed seem like games that could be played on current generation consoles. Now, I could be wrong. This is, like I said, this is my initial opinion, and you guys don't have to agree with me, but I felt as though that a lot of these games seem like current gen games, that I can play these games right now on my PS4 or PS4 Pro or whatever console, PlayStation console, 4 console that you have. And as far as like the frame rate is concerned, I mean, it could have been just the stream, but so far what I've seen, even with the frame rate of the games, it seems like the games are only touching 30 frames per second. And here we are in 2020, and we still have games that still can't hit a consistent 60 frames per second. But like I said, this was just the first, event, first reveal and everything. So things can definitely change. Sony does have more announcements. Other companies have more announcements of what other games they're going to show. But we're going to just go through some of the games and like how I felt about them. And firstly, I know everybody's super hyped and excited for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Then the thing is, I was super like psyched out, like, oh wow, they really going to bring Ratchet & Clank back, because they did reboot Ratchet & Clank on the PS4, which I thought was pretty cool, and I know a lot of Ratchet & Clank fans are super excited about this. But me, in my overall opinion, I mean, I seen it, I'm like, oh okay, it's Ratchet & Clank. Now, as far as visually, yeah, it looks pretty cool, but it also at the same time, it looks like it can still be played on the PS4 or the PS4 Pro. And it just looked like a Ratchet & Clank game, like any other Ratchet & Clank game. I didn't see anything like innovative as far as gameplay is concerned, or a different take on how we interact with the game and stuff like that, that really like would want me to like make my jaw drop, or want me to like, oh man, I have to get a PS5 now, to get this game solely alone just for Ratchet & Clank. So I haven't bought any of the Ratchet & Clank games in the previous generation, so this game haven't really convinced me enough to say, hey, I think it's about time for me to dive into it now. And then Square Enix had pretty much made an announcement and a reveal of Project Athia, which was a teaser trailer. Now, a lot of people were speculating that this could be a possible relation or a tie-in to Final Fantasy 16 or just Final Fantasy in general, and they haven't really showed us enough for us to really get a general idea or gist of what it could possibly be. So I'm not going to sit here and like jump into any conclusions with this title, because they really didn't show much for us to go off of. So anything else, I'll be just reaching as far as that's concerned. But visually, it looks pretty cool. And then of course we have Demon Souls remaster, and as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, Demon Souls was only a Sony exclusive before they decided to do Dark Souls, which made that into a multi-plat for every console to be able to experience a Souls game. So Demon Souls concerned, it looks pretty cool. I only played Demon Souls about once on the PS3 and got my ass kicked, and then just sat it down and just rage quit the game. But I can see fans being super excited about that. I want to see more details. I want to see more gameplay. I want to see how it looks visually, and hopefully the game's going to be in 60 frames. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then of course, to me, in my opinion, the only game that looks like a PS5 game, or a game that I say, hey, this truly looks like a next gen game as far as like visually and everything, like lighting effects and everything, and I think that's Kena, Bridge of Spirits. That's the only game that really stuck out to me, that this looks like a PS5 game, and this game looks like it can only be played on PS5. And that was the only game that really caught my eye. I think the artistic choice and the design that the developers had decided to go with this game looks really, really good. It looks like something from Pixar or any other American animation studio, and I thought that was pretty cool. The lighting effects, the environmental effects, the gameplay, everything looks so beautiful about this game. And that's the only game that I say, hey, if I was to get a PS5, I would definitely pick this game up. That's the only game that really sat out to me that screamed PS5. And then of course we have Gran Turismo 7, which I know a lot of people are super excited about that. The only Gran Turismo game I actually played was the first Gran Turismo on the PS1. I'm not really into like racing simulators. I mean, if a racing game doesn't have like an anime character or Mario or Sonic or any type of cartoon character driving the car, I really don't have no interest in it. I'm not really into like realistic like like racing type simulators, unless I have a steering wheel and I'm using the steering wheel driving to get that authentic racing feel. But other than that, you know, fans can I think fans can be rejoiced for having a Gran Turismo, and I can say that Gran Turismo does look impressive and it does look like a PS5 game, but I mean, it's a racing game. I think when it comes to Sony, when it comes to Microsoft, most of the time when it comes to reveals for the next generation consoles, racing games is always the go-to to show off the technology for your consoles, because racing games doesn't really require that much resources compared to like an action adventure game and everything like that. So you can pretty much show off how detailed the cars are, the environments and everything like that. But kudos to the Gran Turismo fans who waited for another Gran Turismo game, so kudos to you guys. And another thing too, that I have gripes about, I would say gripes about, but wasn't really like super hyped for, or I had my suspicions about, the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. And I was more suspicious at the fact is that Spider-Man only been out for 2 years, and we're going to get a new Spider-Man game that's going to launch on the PS5, you know, 2 years later. And I'm like, the technology or everything, or as far as the PS5 is concerned, development kits haven't been sent out yet. So I'm figuring, like, how did he get a game like a new Spider-Man game up and ready for launch? And so we later find out that this is pretty much like I guess an enhanced version of the PS4 Spider-Man game that just take advantage of the PS5 technology and everything, as far as like weather effects and things like that. So it's not really built from the ground up using the PS5 hardware. And the game, from what I've read and with the community been talking about, is that this game is pretty much like an expansion, like an add-on to the current, you know, Spider-Man game that's on PS4, but you're playing Miles Morales. Now, don't get me wrong, the game looks gorgeous, the game looks beautiful, but it's still at the same time, like, if you scale the game back a bit, you'll be able to play this on the PS4. So that's the thing about that as well. And then of course, Deathloop was another game that I was super curious about. Wasn't hyped for it, but I was curious about it because they revealed it last E3. And I wanted to know what the game was going to be all about, and it seemed like it had an interesting concept. But then once they finally showed off the gameplay, this is another game that looks like it could be played on PS4 or the Xbox One. And maybe if you maybe if you dumb it down a bit, you probably fit on the Nintendo Switch. As far as the artistic choice they decided to go with the game, wasn't too impressed with that. I don't know, this game would definitely be a pass for me as well. And then of course they teased Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, which I had the first Horizon Zero Dawn, and I also thought that was a beautiful game. I still have yet to finish it. I need to get back to the game and finish that game on the PS4. I just recently opened the game about a year ago and just been playing it here and there, but I definitely need to play it now because I definitely want to pick up this game. But is this a game that makes me want to go out and buy a PS5 just to play this game? No, not really. And like I said, they haven't really showed much. They showed like most of it, like cinematics and stuff, but we haven't really got or a hard aspect or a reveal of what the gameplay is actually going to be like and everything. So this is pretty much a wait and see how this is going to go. And I'm not sure if this game is going to be running at 60 frames or 30 frames. That's yet to be seen or heard right about now. And then another game which is exclusive to Sony, which is called Godfall. Godfall was a game that was revealed, I believe last year, for, you know, to tease everybody for, you know, PS5 and everything. But from as far as I've seen it as the gameplay, there was nothing there that really got me excited about that as well. It was like one of those, you know, I wouldn't say button mashes, but one of those action games where you just do a ton of combos, attack enemies, you know, do special fancy stuff and everything with weapons and customize your character and stuff like that. So it was really nothing groundbreaking there as well. But I'm gonna have to wait and see what else they show off with Godfall from Gearbox. But as far as I'm concerned, I wasn't really too impressed with that. Now, another game that caught my eye and attention, if you notice with the type of games that I like, is games that has unique art styles to them, and games with those unique art styles that take things to a different direction. Now, is this game called Little Devil Inside. Now, Little Devil Inside is not going to be a PS5 exclusive. Little Devil Inside was a game that was revealed years ago. Actually, like 5 years ago. It was a game that was supposed to be released on the PC. It's supposed to be a PC exclusive. Now, it seems like now that it's also come to the PS5, this game has been pushed back. This game been worked on constantly, and I've just been super excited for it before this game was even announced on the PS5. So if you notice that I guess you could say my interest. If you look at Kena and you look at Little Devil Inside, those are the two games that really, that really draws me out, and it really sticks out from the rest of the games that we have seen so far as the PS5 is concerned. So other than that, man, I'm super excited for it, and super excited for those two games overall. But as far as everything is concerned, man, we're going to have to wait and see. Oh yeah, and I also forgot too, Resident Evil 8 was revealed as well. Resident Evil 8 looks really good, but it's still like a game that can pretty much be played on the PS4 and the Xbox One and everything like that. So despite how good the game look and it has me super hyped, which I've done a video on, it's still not a game that I was like, oh, I need to get a PS5 and go grab. So if you notice everything I've been saying so far about the event and my initial impressions, none of these games on the PS5 except for Kena, the Bridge of Spirits, stood out as a PS5 game. All these games look like games that can be ran on the PS4. None of these games make me want to go out and say, hey, I have to reserve, this console right away. Now, will I get the console? Of course I will get the console. I own every console except for this generation. I didn't own the Xbox One, and by the time I decided I wanted to get an Xbox One, as the console started to seem like it appeals to me more, next generation consoles has been announced, so no sense of grabbing one now. But yes, I will grab both consoles, but as of right now, will I get them during launch? Not sure just yet, because there's still more that these companies are going to reveal. Of course, we still have to wait for Microsoft, because they're going to have a big reveal as well in July. But even as far as them showing third-party games that was coming to the Xbox Series X, none of those games really impressed me as well. So far, I'm not it's kind of underwhelming of what I've been seeing so far as next generation technology is concerned. But we won't have to wait and see. It's early. It's just my initial opinions that I'm putting out there. This could definitely possibly change as we see more up in the pipe works, so I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. And what do you think about the PS5 reveal event? Do you think this exceeded your expectations, or was this quite underwhelming to you, or this is just okay, this is it's okay? So I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Hit that thumbs up button, because it definitely helps me here on my YouTube channel. And I must say that I appreciate you guys. You guys have been very active here on my YouTube channel. So YouTube has been recommending some of my videos lately, and I did notice a bump in my views. I did notice a bump in my subscribers as well. So continue to do what you do by supporting this channel. And if you want to hear more of my opinions and gaming related news, hit that bell to be notified. This is Mugen Lord, sign off. See you game fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.